Today we're going to be talking about how to use the rectangle method when we're multiplying larger numbers. The rectangle method might also be called a few other names that all refer to the exact same thing. You might hear it referred to as the array method, the area method, or the box method. In our class, we are going to refer to it as the rectangle method. As you listen to this video, as I do each one of the examples, I would like you to copy them down either on your math notebook or on a spare sheet of paper. This will make sure that you're following along and that you understand what's going on. If you ever fall behind, you can pause the video and rewind it, and then begin to listen again. There will be 3 examples on this video. If you feel confident after the first 2 examples, you can stop watching the video. But if you think you would be helped by a 3rd example, you can continue listening to that 3rd example. We use the rectangle method to multiply large numbers together. Our first problem today will be 36 times 5. Looking at 36 times 5, in order to use the rectangle method, I need to expand out any of the larger numbers. 36 is a 2-digit number, which means I need to expand it out into 30 plus 6. Because 5 is a 1-digit number, I don't need to expand it out because it's already expanded as far as it will go. Once I've expanded out 36, I'm going to put the expanded version along my box. I can choose to either put it vertically or horizontally. It doesn't matter which way. I'm going to put my 30 plus 6 horizontally on my box. Whichever way you choose to put your expanded number, you're going to put the other number, 5, along the other edge. Now that I have my numbers placed, wherever I find a plus sign, I'm going to draw a line in my box. Now I'm going to multiply both factors for each box. Looking at this first box, I'm going to multiply the 30 times the 5. I like numbers that end in 0 because I know that I can cover up that 0 and multiply 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15, and then I'm going to add that 0 back in to get 150. My next step is going to be looking at the 6. I need to multiply the 6 times the 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Now that I've filled in my boxes with 2 numbers, I need to add these 2 numbers together, the 150 and the 30. I'm going to do it to the side of my box. 150 plus 30. Starting in the ones place, 0 plus 0 is 0. Moving to the tens, 5 plus 3 is 8. And then to the hundreds, 1 plus nothing is 1. 36 times 5 equals 180. Let's try the rectangle method another time. This time, let's use the equation 42 times 3. When I look at 42 times 3, I recognize that 3 is only a 1-digit number, so I don't need to expand it out. However, 42 does need to be expanded into 40 plus 2. Now that I've expanded my number out, I'm going to write it along one of the edges of my rectangle. Since I chose to write it horizontally last time, I'm going to write my 40 plus 2 vertically this time, just to show you that it can be done either way. I'm going to write my 40 plus my 2. Now I need to add my 3 across the top. Now that I've placed my numbers on my rectangle, I'm ready to multiply. I'm first going to look for my plus sign and draw a line in my rectangle. Then I'm going to look at my first box, 40 times 3. I'm going to take away the 0 because I know that 4 times 3 is 12, and I can add that 0 back in once I'm done multiplying. Next, I'm going to look at the 2 and the 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Now that I'm done multiplying, and I have my numbers, 120 and 6, I'm going to add those two numbers together. 120 plus 6. 0 plus 6 is 6. 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 plus 0 is 1. 42 times 3 equals 126. Now that you've had two examples using the rectangle method to multiply larger numbers, if you feel confident that you know how to do this method, you can practice on your own. If you still feel a little shaky, keep listening for the third example. Our final example of the rectangle method today is 53 times 4. Because 4 is a single-digit number, I don't need to expand it out. But 53 is 2 digits, so I'm going to expand it into 50 plus 3. If you feel confident enough to place your 50 plus 3 and your 4 in your rectangle, pause the video and do it now. Now that you've placed your 50 plus 3 times 4 on your rectangle, I'm going to place mine as well. 50 plus 3 and 4. If you did the 50 plus 3 on this side and the 4 on the other side, that's fine too. It doesn't matter. Now, find your plus sign and draw a line. Solve the multiplication equations in each box. 50 times 4 equals. I'm going to take away my 0 and multiply 5 times 4, which is 20. Don't forget, if I take away a 0, I have to add it back in, making that 200. Now I'm looking at my next box. 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Now that I've found my numbers through multiplication, I need to add them together. 200 plus 12. 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 plus 0 is 1. And 2 plus 0 is 2. 53 times 4 equals 212. Thanks for listening and following along. I hope this video was a good reminder and that you can feel successful when you multiply using the rectangle method.